So the production line here is the A300 family, so primarily A320s and also A321 Neos, right? What about other lines? Because we do know on the wide body side, the China order book from the Chinese airlines on the wide body front is getting a bit thin. They're going to need more wide bodies. You also have the Bombardier acquisition of the A220 series. Is this flexibility that you're adding with a second production line, does that allow you to maybe add production if there's Chinese demand for A220 and also for wide bodies to also assemble them here?
For the second line, which is very clear, our target is very much focused on the single-aisle aircraft. Inside of a single-aisle aircraft, we see the very strong demand on the A321. The global A321 backlog represents 60% of the A320 family backlog. This is why, starting from last year, we add A321 capacity in the line 1. In the line 2, for sure, we will also have a flexibility to produce both A321 and A320 in the meanwhile. And for the A220, we have a huge strategic cooperation with AVIC Shenyang. And we are also in the phase to do the industrial ramp-up in line with the whole A220 program industrial ramp-up.
You talk with the big carriers here in China all the time, I'm sure. What are they telling you they want? I mean, is the A220, is it something that they could use? It's a little bit smaller as far as the number of passengers than the 320 or the 321. What kind of demand are you expecting?
A220 is an excellent aircraft. It has a very unique market niche here in China. And we have approached some of the Chinese airlines. They do have an interest of A220 to replace their existing small aircraft. Okay, and I think that especially taking into consideration that the earliest slots for A320 be available is 2029.
Yeah.
So maybe A220 could be also an excellent alternative solution for some of the Chinese airlines if they want to place order for earlier slots.
Right, so those slots are filling up as airlines are a little bit more, obviously there's talk of there might be even an order bubble right now. But also those slots for Airbus are filling up on the wide body from the likes of Indian carriers as well as Middle East carriers. Is there any concern that you're getting from the main carriers here in China that they better get their orders for wide bodies in sooner than later because the slots are filling up?
I think the first thing we discuss with the Chinese airlines and Chinese relevant stakeholders is that really the slots availability is evolution very quickly, and we have tried to accelerate this discussion with our Chinese operator customers to let them to have a more far vision and try to place the order as quick as possible. This is clearly something we need to do together with our customers in order to cope with this current big gap between the demand and supply.
Every manufacturer in every industry really is going to be impacted somehow by these export controls from the United States. You probably are as well. Say, for example, in your innovation centers, you have AI software that might have US software. Are these things that are really going to be impacting you and you have to mitigate against these export controls, even though you're not a US company, you're European, but they're US components?
As an international company, we have to make sure ourselves be 100% compliant with US export regulations, Europe regulations, and China export regulations. This is why we put export control on the top of the radar screen. And this is also why, starting from last year, we set up a small but strong export control team inside of Airbus China to work together with Airbus headquarters to make sure that everything is very much compliance with all the regulatory requirements and constraints.